A new law is in effect in Italy to prevent children from being left in car seats.
We discuss that and more today in The Buzz. Parents of children up to 4 years old must use what's called a Save Baby car seat that sets off an alarm if the child is left alone in the car. The deaths of several children in hot cars prompted lawmakers to approve the law. Drivers caught without the baby seat alarm face a fine of $360 and the loss of 5 points on their driver's licenses. The alarms must give a visual and audio signal that can be heard outside the car.
That's pretty impressive. I'd say that's some very useful technology.
Yeah, and you have small children right now. Would you go the extra, I don't know, $50, $100 maybe on a car seat for that?
I think so. Or? You know, I mean, it's one of those things where you tell yourself, how could that ever happen?
Yeah.
And you just think like, I always know they're there, or I'd always know they're not there. But I think if that's a small price to pay to ensure that that mistake and that tragic accident doesn't happen. So
and the fact that it's happened in different areas of the country and different ages and demographics of people shows you it can happen. And certainly a young parent, sleep deprived, a little stressed out, you know,
you just never know. And I think a lot of times people are in their set schedules, and if that sometimes changes up, you take a kid one day when you didn't realize, you know, you weren't normally doing that. You can see how the mix-ups happen. So I think, hey, anything you can do to just make it a little safer, I'd be all for.
So true.
All right, how about this one? The Swedish embassy in Copenhagen put on a formal dinner, hired a well-known chef, and invited Danish royalty, all to promote preventing food waste. Chef Eric Anderson couldn't provide a menu before the dinner because he didn't know what he'd be serving until the day before the dinner. All of the ingredients were supposed to be thrown away by food suppliers. The organizer of a group that works to prevent food waste came into the kitchen for moral support. Princess Marie of Denmark, along with 3 other ambassadors, attended the dinner.
Interesting. I'm not that creative of a cook, I think, to be able to do that. But it is true. Not just Americans, obviously, but we do waste so much food, and it's difficult when we were talking about busy schedules. You go to the grocery one day a week, and you have all these great plans of how you're going to cook, and those don't always come to fruition.
I mean, I think they're really setting, you know, they're leading by example. They're setting a good example, and like we talked about, you know, you buy produce or something, and then you sit it in the fridge, and you think I'm going to wash it and cut it up, and then you forget, and
it's bad.
Check back, and it's bad. I know. So, okay, next story here. America's best-selling cookie brand is announcing 2 new flavors in the new year. Nabisco says that starting in 2020, you'll be able to buy chocolate, marshmallow, and caramel coconut Oreo cookies. Both new Oreos will feature real ingredients like caramel cream and coconut bits. The original Oreo cookie was created in 1912. Now, Oreos have offered 21 new flavors over the years. The latest offerings have included mint chocolate, pink cream, and even carrot cake. There are no plans for pumpkin spice just yet.
Hard to believe.
I know. Is that the only thing that you can't get in pumpkin spice?
Probably
it
so.
Might be.
I'm anti-Oreo, so I really don't have an opinion on that.
What?
I've never liked. Even if I'm on like a stress,
that's un-American, Nancy.
Right. Even if I'm on a stress-eating binge, and the only thing in the house is an Oreo, I won't eat it.
I have to have milk with it. A dry Oreo isn't good, but if you've got a cup of milk or whatever, then I think that Oreos are good.
Give me a chocolate chip cookie any day. Never wet.
Okay, as long
met
as
one
you
I
eat
didn't
some
like.
kind of cookie.
Oh,
then we're good.
I think,
All right, that does
problem.
it for the Buzz today.
More traffic and weather coming your way next on LEX 18 News at 4.